Hello, welcome back. I love me a good road trip. And as I was planning my trip down to Joshua Tree, I knew the best option was going to be to drive down there. Mainly because I had the dogs with me, and also because not having to deal with an airport or a plane actually sounded really nice, especially during a pandemic. I was able to completely avoid any human interaction the entire way down. I'm talking sleeping at rest stops. I pre-made a bunch of food for all my meals, packed all my water, the coffee, the dog's food, really everything we needed for the full 2 days to get down to Joshua Tree. As far as long drives on a single highway go, I-5 is actually pretty impressive. There's quite a bit to see, even as you're driving, and the scenery changes dramatically every couple of hours that you're on it. While I couldn't stop at much along the way, I definitely have a lot of things that I am hoping to plan future trips around, but even without stopping much, the whole drive was still pretty incredible, and I can't wait to share it with you. So here you go, enjoy. The days leading up to a road trip are always the most exciting and nerve-wracking. My favorite part of road trips is the ability to pack more random stuff, which I definitely did. After packing up the car and setting it up for the next couple of days, I let the dogs run around in the yard until they were completely tuckered out, knowing they wouldn't be able to get this much exercise until we got to Joshua Tree. Once the dogs were loaded, it was time to hit the road. I-5 is the star of this video, from Seattle down to LA, before I had to split off towards Palm Springs. I live in North Seattle, so I had the pleasure of getting a nice long look at Seattle before making a straight shot down and through Oregon. After passing through Seattle and Tacoma, there's not a whole lot to see on I-5 while in Washington, at least not until you get to the border of Washington and Oregon. There are some cool looking bridges. The sun started to set as I neared Oregon, and soon enough there was the Columbia River, and over it there's the magnificent bridge that officially crosses into Oregon and directly into Portland. Now, I'm a bit irrational when it comes to driving through Oregon, only because you can't pump your own gas there, and it's always been a little awkward for me. So I ended up driving straight through Oregon and managed to make it just over the California border that night, where I ended up paying way too much at a gas station in a remote area just off the highway. I really should have just filled up in Oregon. After I pumped my very own gas, I took out one of the containers of pasta I had made myself, and then I drove until I found the next rest stop to settle in for the night. It was totally dark when I had arrived at the rest stop in Weed, California, so I had no idea that I'd wake up to the most incredible views of the sun rising over a range of mountains. And right behind me, Mt Shasta started becoming visible after the morning fog started to clear. I watched as the colors changed over the scenic landscape and dug out my pasta yet again for breakfast. Yes, this is the only food I made for myself for all my meals, and shockingly, I didn't even get sick of it. After taking care of the dogs and myself, it was time to get back on the road. I had the most glorious views of Mt Shasta as I made my way further south. Not too long away, I started crossing a bridge over the most gorgeous and unique looking lake and knew it would be worth a quick stop. Shasta Lake was absolutely stunning. This lake is part of Shasta National Forest and is the largest water reservoir in California at 30,000 acres. It has numerous docks lined with houseboats you can rent and take out on the lake, and some of them are complete with amazing decks, water slides, and even spas. of all the places I saw along the way, this is the #1 spot I have to go back to. Back on I-5, I continued to drive for longer stretches, mostly only stopping for bio breaks and to get gas. This stretch of the highway was basically just me and hundreds of semi-trucks. I try to line up getting gas where Costco's are conveniently placed. They always have the best price, and when I'm not isolating myself from people, having the option to stop in for a $1.50 hot dog always makes for exciting road trip junk food. After passing through Sacramento, it was all farmland with distant mountains popping up every so often. As the sun started dipping under the horizon, I was nearing Los Angeles, but not before passing through the most stunning snow-dusted mountains of Los Padres National Forest. I made one final scenic stop at Pyramid Lake to catch the sunset colors, and to take a breath before dipping slightly into LA to get some gas at the next Costco. From there, I headed east. Short before Palm Springs, I found a rest stop where the nearly full moon had lit up the mountains in the most incredible way. I had yet another unplanned, stunning view from my car to fall asleep to. I got surprisingly good sleep both nights, and that morning I had planned to get up early enough and drive to Joshua Tree National Park to watch the sunrise. That did not work out, unfortunately. With the day starting to get longer, the sunrise was a little earlier than I anticipated. So I did have a stunning drive to the park at least. I'm going to stop here. I know what everyone wants to see is Joshua Tree National Park, and I ended up going there on 3 separate occasions. So I feel like I'll be doing it the most justice by making a single video on all my trips that I took there. But before I do that, my next video is going to be on the Airbnb and my birthday celebrations. So stay tuned for that. And until then, you can like, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you next week. Bye!